Well, it's Wednesday. It's 8 o'clock somewhere, and Paul's about to do a big spin.
No,
he's not. What? I'll do it then. Sod you.
I'm eating. You can do it.
Oh my God. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another thrilling, nail-biting, whistle-stop Studio Rats Q&A Live. This is number 240. My name's James Ivy.
I'm Paul Drew, and that was the worst spin I've ever seen in my life.
I'm sorry. You sort of caught me off guard. Hang on. Let me do it again. Ready? Here we go. Clockwise or anti-clockwise?
I don't give a monkeys. Rubbish. Absolute rubbish.
Anyway, email's working. You are all very welcome to our weekly takeover of the interwebs. We never know what's going to happen or what's going to end up happening or who's going to join in. I've put the links in. I'm going to post it again purely because I did it too early and Facebook missed out. So Facebook, there it is. It's going to go in there again. You do not need to use the link to watch the show, just to join us live in the show. I think we broke a new world record. We didn't break the internet last week, but so yeah, it'd be great to have, whoever on, come and say hi, give us your questions or whatever, all that sort of good stuff. It's marvelous to have you on. Can I say marvelous, or is he copywritten that?
Probably.
However, the show would not be the show without the tradition of asking Mr. Drew, what have yow been up to?
Oh, a new guitar turned up, which I did a video on. That's pretty much getting used in everything at the moment. Excuse me. Just had some chocolate and now I've got the burpees.
Nice.
Right.
So new guitar turned up.
What else? Oh yeah, lots of. Oh, did the Boss Tube Amp Expander recording with the Boss Tube Amp Expander video?
I like that.
It's really good. That unit is really good.
I like the clean tones you got out of that. Was really nice.
Oh, that's the old TWS amp.
Yeah,
cracking amp. And a bit of gardening, that sort of stuff, because the weather's been nice apart from today, which was shite.
Freezing today.
Shite. Yeah. What about yourself?
Busy week, actually. Busy couple of weeks. Technically, I had the weekend off from cheerleading, so I thought I'd go and do a gig instead.
Nice.
Gregoire and I ended up in Oxford doing a big band recording. In fact, two big bands at a concert at a place called The New Space at New College in Oxford. Really good bands, really good day. We were there from about 1 o'clock till I think we left at about 11 in the end. It was quite a long day, but the recordings have come out really, really well. Thanks to Jake from Emerging for coming and helping on the immersive side of things. It was awesome. It was a really, really good event. The bands both played their socks off, and the recordings will testify to that. Loads of great tutorial content because they've let me use it all for Atmos mixes and stuff. We put loads more mics up than you would normally put up for a conventional stereo recording because it was fun. So yeah, that's what we did. And then I've been working on some new Atmos-y type content video stuff today and yesterday, although my son decided he was going to, I think I can officially say he chucked a sickie today because we sent him back to school for an hour and a half.
Good man.
Yeah, other than that, getting busy. Got another weekend of cheer this weekend, so I've got to get a video out tomorrow. And yeah, all is good. All is good. At this point, I feel, let's start as we mean to go on. Get rid of us and bring on the legend, the man mountain, the one, the only Vinny the
Vinster.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, mate. Perfect.
Finally, I got this thing working. Dear God.
Sounds better than normal.
Yeah, well, it was the interface that I had. The interface was garbage, so I changed interfaces.
Nice. You've been doing that your room, mate. It look like you've got a bit of style going on.
You're looking at the other side. I switched everything around.
Is that your teddy? Is that your teddy that you snuffle at night?
Yes, that's if I point to it.
There is. I can see him.
That's a Care Bear.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
It's
That's
So the story behind it is that when I was joking around one day saying my wife is a Care Bear because she just cares about everybody and stuff, and then my daughter decided to name everybody in the household what Care Bear they were, and then she says, "Dad," she's like, "You're not Angry Bear. What the hell is it?
it's Grumpy Bear, isn't it?
Grumpy Bear." And I said, "There is no freaking Grumpy Bear. You're thinking of the Seven Dwarves." She goes, "No, there's a Grumpy Bear, and he's got like a storm cloud and shit on his stomach." So I'm like, "What?" So they looked it up, and I was like, "Son of a bitch." So anyway, I was telling somebody at work about it, and when I retired, all the girls from the legal department found one of these things brand new and gave it to me when I left. So
Nice.
Yeah, that's probably worth. If it's an original one, you know, 'cause I wouldn't have they reissued Care Bears. Who knows?
Hey, look, this is a guitar podcast, or are we talking about the price of Care Bears? No one gives a monkeys. Come on.
anyway, I moved everything around in the room, so I got like all the guitars in racks now.
Okay.
Running
Nice.
around, and then I'm shooting the opposite direction now. Just I don't know, because I have a wall here where my computer's on. I just feel better with it this way. So
Yeah,
Nice.
that makes sense. Nice,
Nice.
very nice.
So have you got anything to show us, or you just come on just for a little chatty?
no, I just came off from the chat. I really like the Boss unit for recording. I thought that was really interesting. I might pull the trigger on that, to be honest with you. I just got some crap pedals came in. I got some like budget stuff, and I just did a video on one today on one of the Joyo pedals. So probably going to do a quick series on some budget pedals on the channel, instead of just doing expensive stuff all the time. See what happens. See if people like that or what, because some people like that kind of stuff. So we'll see.
Without a
Leah
doubt.
will have some from you.
As I said, as I've told you about a year ago, get a Boss Katana.
Yeah, I know. You said. I know. You know what? I want to get one of those blue guitar things, the Mercury. I really want to mess with that.
Yeah, good.
I mean,
They're good.
when we were at NAMM, I was impressed with the sound of that. I mean, walking around, it was like one of the sound wise, it was one of the highlights for me. Listening to Thomas play on that thing.
Was he
But remember, Thomas could play on a Fisher-Price guitar amp, and it would still sound pretty damn fine.
He's
Yeah.
pretty damn good. He is pretty good. Right, okay, well, let's go with the questions. You hanging around for a bit?
Yeah, if you want me to, I'll hang around.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Good.
Boom.
Nabs, he said, "Hi, rats and followers. Hope all is well. Paul, it seems you and Sean Tubbs both favouring the Tyler Studio Elite modelling grey. More demos with that fantastic guitar, please." Let me grab it. Let me grab it. Because initially I was like a little bit, this is very different for me. Here it is. Headstock.
I love the finish, and I actually, do you know what, that headstock, although the shape, I'm still a bit kind of only a mother would love it. The finish on the headstock, I love that layering of the Tyler logo. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, did I show this on the show last week?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. No, it turned up on Thursday, Friday, didn't I? I just feel like I've had this conversation
With me, probably.
Maybe with you, yeah. So yeah, it's got the different. It's called the Coma logo. So this is the
comb over logo.
That's what I thought he said.
No, Coma, the Coma logo. Because when Mike Landau had his Strat modified by Tyler,
yeah,
they did that logo on the on his Strat. So it's a Mike Landau thing. So you can pay. All of these things are extras on for Tyler. And
I think the headstock looks better in that color.
Yeah,
it's got like a stealth fighter kind of.
I like it. I
think it works.
Yeah, no, I really like it, and it's become like like where I used to see all the weird finishes and stuff, and go, I don't get it. I just don't get it. And then eventually, then you gradually get to the I really like the headstock. And I used to hate the headstock, but I really like it. Best neck ever. The best neck on any guitar that I've ever played.
Wow.
It's incredible. And I had this extra as well. So it says on the back, it says, you won't be able to see it, but it says made in America or built in America by arseholes.
and that little burnt-in stamp was another $150.
No, I don't. Well, I don't know if that is an extra, but yeah, I've had lots of extras. It's so okay. So we can talk about it quickly.
Yep.
So this is a hollow. It's a hollow one. So it weighs 6.1 pounds. It's shockingly light.
And most of that is the headstock.
Yeah, probably. Most of that is the headstock. And what else? There were some other extras. Yeah, I had some different wiring options. Stainless steel frets was an extra I paid for. And it's brilliant. It is like and honestly, this guitar is the only guitar that reacts or works like a Floyd Rose.
Yeah.
Just goes back in tune perfectly every single time.
Is it a proprietary bridge?
No, it's just a Goto, but I think it's not a Goto that I've seen before. It's definitely a 510, but it's got a different block in the back.
Right.
And yeah, I had like non-covered at the back. So anyway, I've had a couple of issues with it. Nothing that's unfixable, but this is how good Tyler are. I'm a little bit unsure about the hollow body.
Right.
So he said, "I'll build you a new body," just like that. So it's such a great company.
I mean, it is. So there's two discussions there, isn't there? Is that their normal level of customer service because you're paying a premium for it, or is that the level of customer service that Paul Drew from the Studio Rats gets? Now, I would like to think it's the first version, and I suspect it probably is.
Well, I was speaking to Landon. You know Landon, don't you?
Yeah.
Landon Bailey. So Landon had a tour of the factory when he was over at NAMM, and there was a guitar that was sent back because the guy didn't like the Floyd Rose, so decided that he didn't like a Floyd Rose, and that was sent back. So yeah, it's very I think the customer service is brilliant. The only downer is that now I've got to wait for a new body. So they're going to pick up the guitar. The guitar's going to go back, and they're going to adjust a couple of things because there's a couple of things I want.
I was just going to ask you that.
And so they're picking it up and sending it back, which I think is service. But yeah, they are expensive guitars. It is. I mean, when I initially plugged it in, I was like, "Oh, this is so different for me," like the sound of it and stuff.
Right.
And then it has become like now it's just like that's the guitar. You just go, yeah.
Nice.
So, I love it. I love it. There's a couple of things about it that are getting sorted, and once
does it have jumbo frets in it, Paul?
Yeah, got jumbo stainless steels in it. Yeah, which is stainless steel's an upgrade. So yeah, it's a pricey guitar, but
if their take on customer service is that you're spending that much money, we're gonna go above and beyond, then fantastic.
But it is. I mean, it is like that. It is the Ferrari of guitars, isn't it? It's the only guitar that really does what it does, which is that whole sort of 80s. That compress is stupid because you obviously use a compressor, but it's that 80s bright guitar tone.
Yeah.
That no other guitar does. It's like used on think of any anything cheesy from Michael McDonald to
anything plugged into the desk.
Yeah, that sort of stuff as well. Yeah, that sort of stuff as well. That very sort of all of the Steve Lukather stuff on seventh. What was it? Seventh one, whatever it was called.
One, yeah.
Yeah. That was all.
It's so funny how the whole 80s thing was like passe not too long ago, and people made fun of it, and now everybody's like, all the videos I see is like, oh, rack units, this and that, get 80s sound. You're like, you dicks were making fun of that crap like 10 years ago. Now all of a sudden it's back in.
So true.
But valve amps are out at the moment, aren't they? Valve amps are out of fashion at the moment. And I was talking to Greg this afternoon. He said, if you could hold on to a few more than you need to right now, as an 10-year investment, they're probably going to be worth that
without a doubt, because it's
it's cyclic, isn't it?
Yeah, and also with the whole thing that who was it? It was Morgan. Morgan Amplifiers released a statement about now all the tariffs how much more it's going to cost. You know, the cost is going to go on, and it was like double the price.
Mm.
So the price of the amp now is going to be double. So yeah, amp manufacturers have got it hard at the moment, I think, and especially with the Trump tariffs. Yeah.
Tracking back a little bit, when you said that like you were unsure about the guitar, but now you're like really digging the thing. The
Yeah.
same thing happened with my K line.
Yeah.
You know, they had jumbo frets on it, and I started to get away from jumbo frets and was going to more medium frets.
Yeah.
And then I was playing them; they felt really high. It almost reminded me of a Malmsteen Strat at one point, you know. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I think I should get rid of this thing. And then I started playing it, and I was like, man, this thing sounds great, and it plays great, and I got used to it. And let me grab it real quick. And I'll tell you what, I'm
You pleased with it?
totally pleased with this guitar. Really, I think I'm going to say this is probably one of the better Stratocasters in the HSS format that I've ever owned. And
Nice.
you know, I think it rivaled the last two Fender custom shops I had too.
Nice.
And it's
Nice.
their own pickups are in here.
Are they?
Yeah, they're his own concoction. So
Nice.
Those are great. They're great guitars. Really,
Yeah,
really
they-
good guitars.
I was
Yeah.
skeptical, you know, because sometimes people play them on the internet, and you know, people say how awesome they are, and you know, sometimes they're not. But
No, Vinny, people don't lie on the internet. Nobody lies on the internet.
Right. Awesome. Yeah. Keep hold of that guitar because I want to
Yes.
talk about that a bit more later on.
Yeah.
Right. Next. John.
Boom.
Jeff, he said, good morning from sunny Brisbane. Only a relative handful of us got blown away by the cyclone, and I wasn't one of them. Hope everyone's well and happy. Hope you're well too, Jeff. Yes, glad you're safe. Anton, hi, Rats and Chat, and to you, mate. Jeff, Vinny the Axe, I stalked you on Facebook and saw pictures of you with hair. Who knew? Vinny's never had hair. He came out like that.
Well, actually, strictly speaking, most of us do.
Al, mate, he says, hey up, GSR, hope all is well, and to you, mate.
Also, Al, apologies. Happy birthday for yesterday, mate.
Oh, happy birthday. I didn't realize.
happy birthday.
Thomas Ross, hello, peeps. Hello, Thomas Ross. Graham Campbell, evening, everyone. Evening, Graham. Joe,
we go.
own gear demos, lessons, and more. Hi, guys. Hope you're well, and to you, mate. Anton, the spin doesn't count unless you get your guitar cable tangled up at the same time. It's the rules. That's true.
Awesome.
Gary, hi, everyone. I just bought a Dunlop Crybaby for 40 quid. What's everyone's best deal they got on a pedal? How much are Crybabies now?
About $100. About $80. Now, Gary, if you look online and you're handy with a soldering iron, I had a Crybaby. I sold it to somebody, but I was able to cut some traces out of it and then change the put a double throw switch in there and made it a true bypass. And I even put an LED in it. So you might be able to find that online because it does tend to suck tone a little bit, that pedal.
Thus making it useful.
Yeah, they do suck tone. Yes, you're right.
But they sound good.
Yeah,
but what's the best deal you ever got on a pedal? It's an easy one, really. It's an easy one for me.
Go on.
The Marshall Governor I bought at the auctions.
Oh, that's nice. That
it's a proper one as well. Not that it's not a proper one, but you know what I mean. It's an old one, and it sounds awesome. Do you remember Do you remember when we first got it? I couldn't actually turn any of the parts, so we were stuck with whatever that person had.
They're almost welded at that position, aren't
they? What's your best pedal deal, Vinny? Oh,
what's that?
It's a NRG Per. It's a dual overdrive. Neil Grimes makes it. He's on your side of the pond over there.
Nice.
The wiring in this, if you were to open this up and look at the wiring, it's absolute perfection. It's unbelievable. It's a really good transparent overdrive. And once in a while, he hand paints all these too. They're all hand done.
Oh, that's cool, isn't it?
So I wanted to get one from him. And usually the Angry Cat side is red. And somebody had ordered one of these from him, had it like 3 days, and then put it up on Reverb. And I saw it, and I got it for like half the price. And he was so nice. I contacted Neil, and he actually transferred the warranty over. And what's cool is the lights, the eyes of the cat light up depending on what side you're on. And so it's got purple eyes for this one and orange eyes for this side.
Great.
They're identical. They're not stackable.
It's called a purrer. Purrer. Okay, so let's have a look. So on eBay, there's a used one for £146. And I can't find. I think he must have gone. Oh no! Found it. I'm going to see how much they are new.
Is it a painted one for $146? 146 pounds? Wow, I would grab it.
Yeah, is it worth grabbing?
I think so. I think it doesn't change the way your amp sounds. It just adds, like, if you're going to push your amp, let's say your gain is on 10 or 11 and you hit that button, it just brings the gain to 12, and without changing the sound of the amplifier. Matter of fact, I liked it so much.
It's only one more.
Right.
But it's just one more.
Yeah. I even have a baby one.
Oh, wow. Oh, cool. I want one now. I want one. I've never heard of them. I like that. So there's one on eBay. Why am I telling everyone there's one on eBay?
And it's probably gone.
Not anymore, there isn't.
It's a really good, useful pedal. It really is. I can't say enough about it. I think it's
it's no longer available. I wonder if that has just gone. You buggers. You're watching.
That's hilarious.
I'm not telling anybody anything anymore.
Sometimes he makes them with, they're just plain looking, like steel, with a placard on it. It's not the hand done one.
Come on, Paul. What's your best pedal deal? You can't say the freebies.
Oh, I was going to say best pedal deal. What can I say? My favorite pedal, which everyone should own.
It is so good, that thing.
It's one of them.
I mean, it looks the size of War and Peace.
It's massive. It is the biggest thing you've ever seen. And it's a pain because it's AC, but it's brilliant. It's just that turns any amp into the most fire-breathing monster. It's awesome. A monstrous pedal. So there we go. As opposed to me having to think. Pet, evening, both eat, drink, and be merry. Tomorrow we snuff it. Keeping it positive. What happens tomorrow? Is something crap happening?
Isn't Zelensky and Putin meeting tomorrow? We don't do politics on this show, but I mean,
I can't imagine they're meeting face to face. I imagine that there'll be some delegates meeting, but
I don't know. But it's tomorrow, isn't it? I don't know.
Oh God,
who cares?
Digital Viper.
Well, we care, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Digital Viper. Hi, gents. After using my Fractal FM9 direct for front of house for years, I've just ordered the Synergy Syn 20 IR with Friat Deliverance and Soldano SLO2 modules. Can't wait.
Oh, nice. Yes.
Don't sell your Fractal. Don't sell that Fractal. Because I like the Fractal stuff. And I like the Synergy stuff, but I really like the Fractal stuff.
And the effects on the Fractal are the best. Just end of, full stop, period, stop.
Without a doubt.
Who was that? Who was that?
That's my dog.
What the hell? I thought it was someone's stomach.
That's Marshall. Marshall the dog.
Nick Tara says, evening rats, would you rather gig 1, a Katana artist head through your guitar cab of choice, 2, a Core Cortex through an FRFR? That's a really good question.
2.
I'd say 2.
I would say 2, but it would have to be a pair of FRFRs.
Yes, that's fair. That's fair. I would have to say 2 as well because of the versatility. The Katana artist is very versatile.
A Katana artist through a 4x12 is going to be a great noise. Through one of those Laney 2.5 million watt.
Yeah.
No, a pair of PA speakers. It doesn't have to be a quote unquote FRFR. It could be a pair of Mackie SRM 450s.
Yeah,
which I've used on gigs loads of times.
Absolutely. Gary, my first pedal in 1991 was a Dunlop Crybaby because of Voodoo Child. Best deal was my next pedal, which is about 2 years ago when I won an LPD Dutch overdrive pedal from Film at Night's channel. Lol, nice.
Good work.
Cool.
Nice. I like Film at Night's channel. That's my favorite podcast.
I've learned a lot of stuff from that, man.
Yeah, he knows his onions. SRW Flammer has some good budget pedals. Love the flanger. Flammer.
A flammer flanger.
Chaz,
Hey.
he says, greetings from South Wales, New York, USA. Hope everyone is well. And you, mate. Mike Bike, good evening from Greece. Evening, Mike. Keith, late this evening, Sauce. Well, you're not that late, mate. I wouldn't worry too much.
That's right, Keith. We'll let you off for good behaviour.
Jeff, Nancy Griffiths does play guitar and sing. Nancy Griffith. I know that name. I'm trying to think.
An actress.
Didn't-
Nancy Griffith is an act, or is that Nancy Griffith? Griffith is an actress, isn't she?
No, you're thinking of another. Okay. Oh, I don't know.
What kind
Awesome.
of actress?
Awesome. Right, Mike. I did cartridge for a guy who played a Tyler 30 years ago. I loved using it to test the rig. Wonderful guitar. Awesome. Oh, that was I wonder who that was. Because anyone that could afford cartridge is
Yeah, it's well up the pecking order.
yeah. Keith, regarding fashion, I can't believe compact cassettes are back. Oh no, they're not.
They are.
Oh my god.
They are. It was reel to reel for a while, and after vinyl, and now it's cassettes.
Jesus.
See, in the States, that's an estate agent and a roll. A reel to reel.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh God. And everyone, I apologize for that. Shocking.
I've had too much sleep. What can I say?
He's had half a beer. He's had half a beer and thinks he's. But okay, vinyl I understand for the ritual, but cassettes were crap. The cassettes are crap, so crap.
I remember graduating from cassette back to vinyl and realizing that I could go, and that was the rewind time.
Yeah.
Just lifting the needle, pulling it back, done.
Yeah.
That's the only downfall of vinyl is you really, like you're saying, it's a ritual. It's like an experience. I love vinyl. I mean, I have quite a bit of money invested in a sound system, and vinyl sounds, it beats CDs hands down every time. Three-dimensionality, you know what I mean? Whatever, if that's a word, it's there. But I think when we were kids, when we had vinyl, we had crap speakers, crap equipment, and the records are scratched. And when CDs came out, we're like, this is the best thing ever. But I don't know. I have to say, I think vinyl sounds better to my ears.
Excellent.
Some of the best musical listening experiences I've ever had have been on vinyl.
Chaz says, I've got like 20 valve amps lying about. Awesome.
Good work.
Keith says, JNC loves a K line.
Mm.
I think I think they've got some sort of deal with him as well. Send up a wheelchair pillow. Hey guys, thinking of getting a 335 or some kind of hollow body. Can you tell me how the tone differs from a solid body guitar?
Sorry, I know that's a typo. But that's the best typo
ever. Any other glaring differences? Not sure what to get. So
bear in mind, a 335 is a semi, not fully hollow.
Yeah,
it's got a center block.
Yeah. I would get a 335, but make sure you check them. 335s are amazing. I think they sound really, really good. I think my 335 sounds better than my Les Paul as a rock machine, on overdrive and stuff. And yeah, there's differences, there's tolerances in the pickups and stuff. But the bridge pickup on the 335 I love. I never really loved the neck pickups on Gibsons. But,
it's got a role to play, and it's normally when you're noodling above the 12th fret, then you flick into the neck pickup. That's where it works for me.
Yeah.
If I'm doing a Gary Moore-esque type thing, but anything between sort of 10th fret and above, I'm normally on the neck pickup. Anything out of the dusty zone It's pick up.
And the other thing is, if you go up past the 335, the bodies start getting thicker. So if you're not into acoustic guitars playing for the uncomfortableness, if that's a word, then I'd stay clear of anything beyond 335.
Yeah, I get 335s are great, but make sure you play them. Don't just order one because
they are very, very different. There's a lot of variation in them.
So you can get good ones, you can get great ones, you can get good ones, you can get bad ones. So I'll definitely play them.
Yeah.
Jeff, I don't think Gary would be game to work with soldering iron due to being somewhat blind. No, probably not. Probably not a wise idea. Gary, stay away from the soldering iron.
Yeah, forget it.
Soldering, not soldering.
Yeah, you Americans.
Put it in a bypass loop.
That's a different thing in the UK. Philip, hello, mate. He says, Philip from 40 Watt Podcast, go and check out his awesome podcast. Oh, look at these lovely people.
Here we are. Here we are.
Good to have you on, mate. Saw your D. Oh, God. Was I whipping out again?
Didn't we talk to you about that?
It's going to be one of those nights, isn't it?
Oh, saw your demo of the etherealizer. Got one. It's magical. Yeah, they're good, aren't they?
I really like that thing. It's very much it's an ideas machine, isn't it?
Yeah, they make great stuff as well. Walrus are brilliant. Keith, is this the Nigel Tufnell pedal?
We were talking about adding +1.
Was that talking about what?
We were talking about it adding +1 to the.
Yeah.
It goes to 11. Yeah.
When's the film out? Is that coming?
It's got to be. It's got to be the summer, hasn't it?
I hope so. I wonder if it would be like an underground thing or proper cinemas.
I hope they do it properly and go big time on it, because I think it will be huge.
Yeah. Well, is it huge, or is it just musicians that get it? Because most people would just be looking at this going, I don't really get it.
No, I think it was big.
Was it?
Yeah, I think it was big before it was cult.
I reckon if you ask general public, have you heard of Spinal Tap? They go, no.
Same thing with like Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
That sort of thing. Yeah, but that's probably more.
That's more popular, but
yeah.
I think. I mean, it's Monty Python, not Monty Python. You
say tomato, I say tomato.
Exactly.
I say tomato. You say
other way around. But yeah.
Python is a it's a cult beyond belief.
Well, I say Spinal Tap though, isn't it?
Yeah, but so I've been reading this. Reading by that I mean listening to this book about YouTube, and they all go on about when we get our first million views, and I was like, that's because you're in spaces like fashion and stuff that has gazillions and gazillions of followers, and health and beauty, all that sort of stuff. Music and instruments and guitars and stuff is still quite a big thing, but it's not the fashion industry.
We're talking million views or million subscribers? You're talking
both.
Well, no, million views isn't. I mean, I sound flippant saying it, but a million views isn't that hard to get.
No, a million subscribers is a big deal.
Yeah.
And this guy's going. He's the guy. The book I'm reading is by the guy who coaches Mr. Beast.
Yes.
Darryl Eves, and it's a really good book. But I keep having to remind myself that the music industry doesn't have that sort of reach.
Yeah.
Well, I could tell you from experience, when I did photography part-time, I started a channel on photography. One of my videos, I only did 7 videos. And back then the kids were young, so I couldn't get anything done here. But one video within several weeks got 93,000 views on a camera lens. So I thought starting the guitar channel would be easy. Well, there's more photographers than there are people that play guitar, and then there's less people that play guitar that are into any of the geeky stuff.
Yeah.
So you're really, the niche is like gets smaller and smaller. So that's totally correct.
Yeah.
Completely agree.
You have to realize that. Play to your niche. Play to your. Or, again, as you weirdo Americans say, your niche.
I used it correctly for you, though.
You did. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
But it's really interesting. You think these guys are getting millions and millions of views and millions of subscribers. I can only think of one music YouTuber who's got that many subscribers.
No, there's quite a few. There's quite a few, but it's much harder to get there.
Yeah.
I think you missed up Dermot's question.
Yeah,
Did I?
VP4.
Sorry.
Dermot says, I recently got myself a Fractal VP4. It's the best pedal I've ever owned. Do you have any thoughts on it? Yeah, it's
sat right there, isn't it? Let's face it.
It's plugged in. I can't. It's all plugged in. No, I won't pull it out. No, it's brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant. Best effects ever. Yeah, the only thing for me is it's just missing. It's just missing an effects loop, or another in and out. So you can run. So you can run stereo, and because it isn't just sort of time-based effects, it's got overdrives and compressors and that sort of stuff in it. I want to split it off. So I go, right, well, that's going to go to the front of amp, but I still want the stereo effects because the whole point of Fractal is the quality of the effects.
Yeah.
Those big, and I think they just missed out on that. I think they just, I don't understand why.
Probably because they didn't want to cannibalize their own market.
But it's not cannibalizing their own market. I mean, it would. It's just the perfect thing. I mean, their overdrives are brilliant, and then to have the stereo effects would just be brilliant.
Wouldn't you have the FM3 for that? If you wanted all those things together in one unit, you'd have the FM3, surely.
Yeah. No, that's a fair point. That is a fair point.
They've probably gone, we're going to create our own effects in our own effects thing that you would put in the effects loop of another system or of an amp. That's where I think they've gone.
I was looking at the VP4 and like maybe getting one of those Friedman IR pedals and then running the VP4 effects into the effects loop of the into the Friedman.
Yeah. Would that work? Could you do that? Could you still then run if you want to use an overdrive from the VP4? Could you then run an overdrive from the VP4 and still have the stereo effects? Because I don't think you could.
No, I don't think so.
It hasn't got a stereo loop, is it?
No. So yeah, you can't do it. And I think, I mean, that is why. And I was almost thinking, well, VP4 and the Soldano X88 IR, that's the perfect thing.
Why didn't they just make the VP4 without any of the drives and any of the amps and just make the time-based effects for a guy like me who wants that?
Yeah. Call it the VP2. Call it the VP2. Split it in half. So you can have two. But then people are going to go, oh yeah, but I want a chorus as well as a delay and a reverb. But for me, I want the delays and the reverbs from the VP4.
Yeah.
But I also want the flexibility of using the drive. So I'd want two VP2s. Is what I'd want.
See, my thing is I don't really want to mess with in menus, but I was looking hard at that VP4, thinking I could use that as just a time-based effects unit into the loop of my amp, and then also buy one of those, like maybe the IRX or something like that, and run that direct into my recording. But I mean, I don't know. By the time you buy a preamp pedal and then you buy the VP4, you could buy the FM3.
Yeah,
I'd buy an FM3. I think James is right. I think it's go and buy an FM3, and it's brilliant. Lee's got an FM3 now, and he absolutely loves it.
Yeah, he's not the cheap audio dude anymore, is he?
No, he's he's also he's also too big to come anywhere near the live stream now. I don't know what's going on. He doesn't care about us anymore.
He's busy programming patches.
Yeah, that's pretty what it is. Mike the Bike. Yeah, I bought an MXR digital delay, 1500 for that Eric Johnson tone. Nice.
Awesome. That is the way. This is the way.
Good behavior. I'm doomed, says Keith.
Hey!
Mr. Casardi, go and check out Steve Cassidy's guitar channel. Awesome. He says, hello, the rats, and Mr. the Axe.
Steve Cassidy is why YouTube have the subtitles feature.
Yeah. Mike Blue, I learned the songs by lifting the needle and backing it up. Got to be real pro. Nice.
Yeah.
Jeff, my best pedal deal was a Boss DD3, £5.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, well done, mate. Can't beat a good bad vert to snag a bargain. Yes.
People get really good sounds with those DD pedals.
Yeah.
You know, like when you hear somebody, play that online, you're like, man, that sounds awesome. Why does mine not sound like that? And then I'll go set mine exactly the same. And it's just, I don't know. I don't know if it's the syndrome of, and I guess for us older people, you hear your own voice on the answering machine and you just cringe, but you hear somebody else's voice, you're like, oh, that sounds totally fine. I don't know what it is, because I think people get amazing stuff out of the DD series of pedals.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first time you heard your own voice recorded and you went, that's not me? Whereas now, we all do it so often.
Yeah.
We know how we sound. It's not a weird thing anymore. But I remember the first time on a cassette based kind of, one of those home cassette recorders, you go, and you go, who's that? That's not me.
Well, now doing YouTube, you got to listen to yourself. Like I listen to myself till I want to throw up because I'm editing video footage.
Yeah,
and as you're scrubbing through it, you're like, oh my God,
Yeah. It's hard work,
I was never allowed to edit in the house without headphones on, because Jen would go bonkers at hearing me go up that, just trying to get the in on a. She's like, can you just? Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Herb Fireside Studio says, hello, rats and special guest. I picked up the Boss GX100 and I'm loving it. Your videos were very helpful in me narrowing my choices to end up with this device. Thank you. Anytime, mate. It's a great unit and you'll have a lovely time with that.
You're very welcome. I don't know why I'm taking any credit with your videos.
40 Phil says from 40 Watt, he says, don't like the neck pickup on a Gibson. I knew there was something wrong with you, but I didn't know how wrong. Yeah, and I love the middle position and the bridge position. For me,
it's only actually you that's ever introduced me to the middle position and rolling off a little bit of the neck. I'm like, all of a sudden I'm going, actually, yeah.
Well, I guess because I'm a Strat guy. Initially I was a Strat guy, so I don't like the sort of thicker sort of tones.
Yeah.
JHS, I'm finally getting a Hotcake new version. You find it still relevant? Do you know I've never played a Hotcake? I know they're good. Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. Nancy Griffith. I can never say Griffith.
Griffith.
Yeah, that.
Scorchio.
Yeah. Yeah. English jokes.
Yes.
Nice. Thanks, Dermot. Thanks for filling us in. I'm sure I've heard Nancy. Anyway. Here he is. Greg's in. AA Rap fans. All right, mate. Hope you're well.
It's Nancy Griffiths is the actress, isn't it? Griffiths is the actress, not Griffith.
No, you're thinking of the 80s actress.
Yeah, who am I thinking of?
Nancy. It's not Nancy. It's
what's her name? It's something.
Oh, don't worry about it. Hey, look, it's not guitar stuff. Come on, let's move on.
Okay, right. Okay. I mean, sorry, I was being put off. I can't concentrate anymore. So quite frankly, you'll just have to put up with this next guest. Please welcome from the 40 Watt podcast. It's Phil.
Hello.
Hello, mate.
Listen, I needed to jump on if we're trash talking Gibson neck pickup sounds. I needed
not trash talking, just saying it's not my preference. I just prefer Strat. Strat neck is like all over.
It is the perfect neck pickup. Can I give you a confession?
Yeah.
Remember, I'm like blues and jazz guy, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure that I used a bridge pickup live for like 12 years of gigging.
What the hell?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what, mate? I'm exactly the same. It was not until about
literally, so I've been playing guitar this is my 26th year of playing guitar. I don't like saying that out loud. I should be way better than I am. But I definitely, it's only been in the last 10 that I started using the bridge pickup live.
Wow.
Yeah, because I didn't like the sound of it. It was shrill. Instead, I ran neck pickup, cranked the mids, bright channel of my Fender amp, and that was the sound I liked.
That's why you never liked, and that's probably why I shy away from the neck pickup, because I probably set my amp the opposite to you. You set your amp bright because you want to brighten up the Gibson neck pickup.
Yeah.
And then when you switch down to your bridge pickup, you're going, oh God,
it's cutting you in half. Yeah.
It just hurts. It just hurts.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I probably set my guitars up, or my amp up darker.
Yeah.
So when I switch down to the bridge pickup, it's still there. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
So I am amongst guitar friends now, and I want to raise this as a thing. Here's a for instance. You're at a gig, and the sound guy is doing everything he can, and you can see where this is coming from, can't you? Recent experience, and the sound guy says, you need to make sure your patches are all the same level.
Oh man.
Right? Because now, as the sound guy, am I wrong to say that?
No, but context is really important there. Because here's the thing that sound guys do that drives me crazy, and James, you do a lot more live sound than I ever did, but I did a lot of live sound. And I tried to be very conscious of this, but when I gig and the sound guy's like, okay, give me your loudest sound. No. I refuse to give you my loudest guitar sound in complete and utter isolation. No drummer, no keys, no bassist. I flippin' refuse. I won't do it because you're going to tell me I'm too loud.
He's going to put a governor on it is what he's going to do.
Exactly. And you just asked me for my loudest sound in complete and utter isolation. What's going to happen is I'm going to go to that sound live and it's not going to be there because you've throttled me before you even heard the band.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me put it in context then.
Yes,
so,
context.
So, big band gig. The morning of the gig, I've been asked, can I provide... I'm already taking enough gear to sink a small battleship.
Sure.
Because we're recording it and doing yada yada. Can I provide the bass rig and a guitar amp? To which my answer was, I'm really sorry, no, because I would have put something really tasty in. I'd have put the Matchless in, quite frankly, knowing it was a big band gig. I mean, you're going to love this. But I my car is only so big. Haven't got the van yet. And I said, no, what we'll do is we'll put the monitors near them so they can have their own monitor feed. And I put a Tonex in for the guitar player, and I put a good bass DI for the bass player. Bass player, quite frankly, as long as it went spangity spang, he was he was fine. Guitar player was like, and he brought a Boss something unit thing, and his patches were all over the shop.
Oh, right, yeah.
So as front of house, I'm basically trying to ride and work out what he wants to do. He'll go for a wah-wah sound, and it's taking our faces off.
Oh,
so he'll go
big band is using wah-wah.
Yeah, modern big band.
Okay.
And then he'll do
That's
something.
the most modern big band I've ever heard of.
Oh no, it's all kind of like Maynard Ferguson, Big Bot Nouveau stuff.
Okay.
Some quite hardcore stuff. But I said, look, mate, you just use the master on your patches because you're doing these really lovely things, and either I can't hear it or you're peaking the channel out because there's so much variation.
When did he smash the guitar on the stage? What point was that?
Yeah, where's that happen? Because I mean, jazz gig, that hollow body is going to be spectacular.
Oh, it was a Chet Atkins. It was a Gibson Chet Atkins.
I had one of those. Great guitar.
Gretsch Chet Atkins.
Yeah.
There was a Gibson Chet Atkins. There was a Gibson Tennessean as well.
That was nylon, though, wasn't it?
No, they did a nylon. They did a Gibson Tennessean, which is what I had, which is Chet Atkins Tennessean, and they also did a Gibson Country Gentleman. Gretsch pissed Chet Atkins off in the '90s, and he went to Gibson, and they remade all those models.
Right. So,
Nice.
but the thing is, he was a great player, really great player, and then he went to do a distorted solo, and at one point, I thought,
hold on a second. Again, big band.
Yeah.
Distorted. What?
He went to do this distorted solo, and I genuinely thought the keyboard player had got his kind of Moog lead tone out. For the first 2 bars, I went, it's the keyboard player. It sounded that weird. I've had to process it so hard to put amp simulation in and speaker simulation in to make it sound like a guitar.
Did you have to bring the little tiny Stonehenge too?
Yeah.
Every big band gig I've ever played, I was there to play 2-note Freddie Green chords the entire dun, 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 dun. I am rhythm.
Yeah.
That's it.
But Dean Parks has made a career out of that.
So here's the other thing, and I'll use this as a shameless opportunity to plug the new episode of my podcast that literally just went live today. Yeah, you see how that worked? You see how good that is? Had Corey Congilio on, and we were talking about the modeling world, and the reason neither of us like doing it, even though we've done it. The thing about the modeling world for me that's hard for my brain to wrap around is the idea of preparing that much exact tone ahead of time. Like in isolation, away from a band, I need to prep all of these sounds that I'm going to use. Whereas I said it on the podcast, I keep an octave fuzz on my pedal board and I use it maybe once every 3 gigs. Like, I don't know if I'm going to use it or not from one gig to another, just because that's who I am. And I think it comes to that same thing. Preparing an isolation with a modeler and getting all your levels correct is hard. It's a lot of work.
It's really hard. And also realizing that the amount of bass end you need to have in your sounds is not what you think it is.
I think that's universal, though. That's not modeler. That's just guitar players. I was the guy who played neck pickup only for 15 years.
a Marshall JCM 800 combo won't put that much bass out. It won't put the amount of bass out that's going to piss off your bass player because it's a JCM open back combo. Whereas a modeler will put more bass out than most Trace Elliott's.
Yeah, it's true.
That makes sense.
I wish I could have given the guy a guitar amp and he would have been very happy, but I couldn't. I just couldn't fit it in the car. So interesting. I'm glad. Okay, so the next question to that is: was I being an arsehole to ask him to sort his patches out?
No. If the variation is that much where you can't hear him and it's peaking, but if he's got some, I don't think they should be level. I think he should have his rhythm level and then his lead level. Because you're not, you don't know if
I was there for house here, I would know what to do.
Yeah, If you were their personal engineer and you knew their tracks, you knew their stuff, when he's going to take the solo, you're going to put it up. But you don't, so he needs to have that variation.
Yeah,
but yes, not that much variation.
It was a lot. So good. I'm not an asshole. Good.
Oh no! We said you weren't an asshole in this very specific instance. In no way, shape, or form did we imply that you are not overall an asshole.
No, sorry, I'm taking it that you said I'm not. Therefore,
you can clip that out. Use it as a stinger.
Hey, and anyway, going back to Nancy Griffiths, she passed away. Sorry, I missed the RIP. So yeah, that's a sad. We'll go and check her out. We will go and check her out.
Not like that.
So this is really tough. I heard y'all talking about this just as I came in. It's Nancy Griffith, no S.
Griffith.
And Melanie Griffith
there you go.
is who you were thinking of. Yeah, and then there's Patty Griffith, who's also another singer, musician. Like, there's a lot of Griffiths out there. And there are several who have the S at the end. It makes it very difficult.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah. Gary says, What? Gary says, I once bought a very old and tatty Burt Whedon guitar lesson vinyl just for the novelty hats. Off to anyone who learned to play the guitar using vinyl. Yeah, that's quite hard. I remember watching, I've probably told the story once before where I watched the Burt Whedon, or there was a Burt Whedon video, and he said,
Burt Whedon playing a day.
It was something like that, but he's going to teach us how to play fast. I was just like, I was like a kid at the time going, yeah, this is going to be awesome. And literally he went
tremolo picking.
Yeah, it's just like, oh really?
Paul,
is that
Paul?
Yeah.
Stop.
What?
Pick that guitar up again. What is that?
Oh, it's that Holly Benton. It's that Holly Benham.
Oh, okay.
It was hanging up in Harrison's room, but it's come back down because yes, there's a guitar that I've hung up there because I had to build a guitar.
I was gonna tell you about the learning on the vinyl. When I was a kid trying to learn to play the guitar, like I still am trying to learn how to play, my mom had bought me a VHS of Vinnie Moore advanced lead guitar.
You've seen that one,
right?
Yep.
And so I put it in the VCR, hit play. I can barely even play a G chord, right? and Vinnie Moore goes off sitting on an aluminum chair or aluminium chair. Sorry, James.
Yes, thank you.
And
it's aluminum. They changed the spelling.
Aluminum. It is actually aluminum. Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They added an I to make it look like all the other elements and then pronounce it.
Yeah.
Literally. I'm not making it up.
No. Because the guy that invented it is called aluminum. So, and he's an American. So you guys have got that one as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you. Yeah. So Vinnie Moore goes off for like 3-4 minutes, just shredding like crazy. And, fast forward 35 years or whatever, maybe more. I still can't play any of that shit in the beginning of that video.
my very first NAMM show ever, I was working for Avid, and this bloke walked past, and I had to go up to him and said, I'd just like to say, sir, you taught me to play guitar. And he went, that's very kind of you to say so. His name was Wolf Marshall. Wolf Marshall's guitar method.
Oh, wow. That'd be like me meeting Mel Bay.
Yeah. And I was like,
English equivalent.
You taught me. And there's still the licks. There's still licks I use today because my guitar playing has come that far that quickly. I learned on that video, and he was completely humbled. But he was like, "That's one of the nicest things everyone said." I was like,
Vinny, I had a similar experience to you because my first guitar teacher. So I pick up a guitar and I'm playing like acoustic guitar, and I have friends showing me things, right? And I started learning at 18. And then I get to college and I'm like, oh, they offer guitar lessons. Like there's a guitar instructor. And like, he wasn't like we didn't have like a guitar path or program. So he's a true instructor, not like a professor. Right. And so I'm like, I can take lessons from this guy. And this guy sits me down. He's a great guy. I'll name drop him, Barry Bays. He's a great bassist mostly, but he's a really, really good guitar player. But his best friend in the world was a guy named Sean Lane. And I mean that literally, like they hung out all the time. Barry played bass for him live. And so he sits me down and the first thing he does is start showing me Sean Lane videos. Awesome. I'm like, that doesn't sound like BB King, first of all. Second of all, he sits me down and moves me from Sean Lane to Scott Henderson to Alan Holdsworth. And I'm like, this doesn't sound like anything I want to play. So it's one of those lessons in know your student and where they are at some point. But that same experience did introduce me to the Flea. You're talking about VHSs. I had to come back to that. Have any of you seen the Flea instructional video they put out at some point on bass?
Oh my God.
You got to watch it. Y'all got to find it. Like literally, if you're a bassist, you don't give a whatever, just go watch it, find it. I don't know where it is at this point. It might be on YouTube. It might be somewhere else. Flea just sits there and philosophizes for an hour and a half or however long the video is about music and life, and then goes into a crazy funk jam with Chad Smith on drums. It's just those two, and then goes back to waxing poetic about life and music. There's no instruction whatsoever in that video.
If you subscribe to Masterclass, because you have nothing better to spend your money on, the most hilarious thing you will watch. In fact, there are two hilarious masterclasses. Ringo Starr's is hysterical.
Oh, I want to watch it.
Oh, God.
And the other one that's hilarious is Carlos Santana, because
I can't
neither
watch
of them talk about anything musical. It's just like, oh well, if you want to get on in life and do this and do that, then you've got to play music, man, and that's pretty much it.
I heard the guitar tone on the Carlos Santana one. I just switched it off instantly.
Wasp in a jar.
It was so bad. It was so bad. I just couldn't deal with it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. I sidetracked enough there.
Electric Outworks. Chaz says Epiphone Casino is another nice semi-hollow body option. Perhaps you have a local music shop where you could audition a few and see what's your favour.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, Keith, it's getting late. Way past my bedtime. Keith, variation in qualitar on a Gibson? Surely not. Unfortunately,
No comment. Just
I used to. They could probably look at. I used to have a semi-hollow Frank Gambale model from Kiesel.
Oh yeah,
and that was a nice guitar, actually.
Interesting. Yeah, Kiesel make good stuff.
Yeah.
Electric Outworks. Oh yeah, wife and studio partner JJ received a UK passport this week. Awesome.
She's a Suffolk girl. What can I say?
Is she?
Yeah. She's originally from Lakenheath, in Suffolk.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
I think because Lakenheath has a huge American air base, which is probably the link.
Okay.
Something to do with GIs and stuff.
Oh God, spreading their seed. Sorry, Gary. Yeah, Gary. Jeff, I would be game. Jeff. Jeff, I would be game. Can't say what state it would be in afterwards, though. What are we talking about?
No idea. No idea.
No, missed it anyway. How does Vinny pronounce Jaguar?
Oh, it's Jaguar, of course. That's how we all say it.
Man.
It's definitely Jaguar. It's a Jaguar.
Or we say that car broke down on the side of the road and it's in a dangerous spot. That's the other pronunciation for it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Professional.
Very good.
There's a U in it. Surely it's Jaguar. It's not Jag. WAR.
Jaguar.
Okay. Pronounce the word TAURUS.
Sorry.
It's not written down on Buggy.
Yeah, I know. Taurus. Think of the word Taurus. TAURUS. You don't pronounce that U.
Taurus.
Or wait, hold on. Brits are the last people on the planet who should talk to me about U's we don't pronounce. Color, neighbor, favor, favorite. No, we're not going to go there.
No, we're clearly not. It's our show.
I know. No, I literally was having this conversation about extra letters between English, between the various Englishes with Joe Branton earlier today on Facebook. So,
yeah.
Oh, the Ruttles! I love the Ruttles. All you need is
cash. Yeah, that was the same. That's the same guys, isn't it?
Yes, the Pythons. Yeah, all you need is cash. Was the film?
Oh no, what's the one I'm thinking? What's the oh God, my brain. Sorry, the other music. The film. We're just talking about it.
So we were talking about oh God, Spinal Tap.
Okay, so Spinal Tap also did there's another music film, isn't there, by the guys that did Spinal Tap?
It's you're not thinking about Bad News, are you?
No. Anyway, let's move on.
Although Bad News is one of the funniest music things ever.
Yeah, that Bad News. Richard, hello, mate. He said, hi, guys. I know Neil from NRG Pedals. I'll try hook you up. Cheers, Rich. That'd be great, mate. Much appreciated. Gary, evening, gents. I'm on the precipice of falling down a drive pedal rabbit hole. Any pedal recommendations for using with both Tonex pedal and Katana Artist?
All of them.
The Marshall Blues Breaker is an even the reissue, the new one is a killer pedal.
Yeah.
The Marshall Governor is a killer pedal, but I prefer the old one to the new one, even though they would say there's no difference. There is, because they couldn't get the same components, yada, yada, yada.
Well, I'm guessing Vinny's going to say that NRG pedal.
Also, I like the sidecar, Hudson electronic sidecar. That's a really cool pedal. It's
nice.
A little bit different than the broadcast.
Yeah, I was going to literally recommend, just because it's on my desk.
Yeah, both of those. I have that.
I've never tried one. Never tried a broadcast.
So this arrived. I bought it from one of my Patreon supporters, and it arrived on Friday last week. So after we chatted last week, I've jumped on 3 of these in a row. I got to leave y'all alone at some point. But so I wrote this off for a long time because it felt like flavor of the week dual overdrive, right? No, it doesn't sound like any dual overdrive I've ever had. And I have a bunch of them, obviously, because I'm a hoarder.
You're correct. Let me ask you this, Phil.
Yeah.
What I find with that pedal is, you know how like when you use a fuzz that I learned how to use now over time, like where you roll the volume on a fuzz back.
Yeah.
It cleans up so you get that kind of really nice tone. You could set that so that you don't have to roll your volume back on your guitar.
That's it.
And get the same fuzz type of mild fuzzness. It's hard. It's really hard to explain, but it would.
Because it's not a fuzz. I mean, it is. You can drive it all the way to fuzz territory,
right?
But and to me, it doesn't feel like a drive either. It's got to have something to do with the whole transistor thing. I mean, not transformer that it's got in there. It feels a little more like, sounds so trite. I'm sorry. Sounds like a pushed tweed amp. It sounds like a tweed amp that you've got up to that point of breaking up, and you can decide how broken up you want it. I like that it's got a low cut. With my Gibson guitars, I basically turn that low cut all the way up. Let's get rid of all that low end, and it never feels like it gets thin. And so what I like about it is I can do exactly that. I set it on one side where it's just that edge of breakup sound, and you don't need to roll back anymore. Is there a drinking game? Oh, there you go.
Whenever Paul says the words "clean on the edge of breakup" or take a drink,
and then use the other side as your pushed into overdrive, almost into fuzz territory. Because when you really push this thing, it sounds like a tweed amp about to blow up.
And there's a trim pot in there, so
yeah,
I messed with that for a good 2 hours of making fine adjustments and deciding where I want it, because you could set it so mild that it'll never get into that fuzz territory ever if you want to.
This is on the verge. I said this in the Discord for my podcast that after I got it and played with it all weekend, this is on the verge of becoming my new favorite drive pedal and supplanting my King of Tone.
Okay, I'm about to just kick you ladies into touch with your tweed distortion-y thing. This is the best pedal I own.
Oh,
what the hell did you?
Well, that's Would you know that's probably based on the BK Butler tube driver?
Yep, exactly. It's an advanced tube driver.
It is awesome because it's got real glass in it. So it was post a NAMM show many moons ago when there was both Guitar Center and Sam Ash opposite each other in Hollywood. And I went into both and went, "What have you got in your secondhand bin?" sort of thing. And there was one of these. And it is just, Paul and I did a video on it and we went, hang on, that's really quite good as a distortion-y overdrive thing. I love this thing. This would live on my board forever. Only problem is it's
AC power.
AC power.
Yeah.
Because it's got real tubes in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can cope with that. It's huge, but my God, it sounds good.
I mean, if you don't want to do that, you could just buy the Thorpe Electric Lightning. It runs on 9 volt and actually hits real plate voltages.
Yeah, it's a good shout. That's
what's on my board right now.
Are they good? I haven't tried one yet. This is the Chris Buck one, yeah?
Yeah, it did not make me sound like Chris Buck, so it pissed me off. But
it always pisses me off when that happens.
Yeah, but it's not as much gain as you think it would be, being a tube overdrive. It doesn't get as gainy, I think, as the tube driver, but it's been a long time since I played a tube driver. It's got very little low end in it. I actually run the low end really high on that pedal, which is really uncommon for me and a pedal. Even live, I feel like, and I almost feel like I'm doing something wrong, but it sounds so good. It's that one of those pedals that I had to stop looking at the knobs and just listen. Does it sound good? It doesn't matter if they're at like 9 or 1. Just listen. And once I got that out of my head, it's a great pedal. It's the only tube. No, I have a Rotosphere as well. So those are my only tube pedals.
Rotosphere, that is a pedal.
That's the
Hughes and Kettner rotating speaker, the tube powered one, also AC powered.
I've been trying to find one, and every so often they come up on the auctions, which we kind of won't get to again.
Yeah.
I might have spent a couple of quid today.
Uh-oh. Well, before you do, I'll tell you how I found mine, because I wanted one real bad. Thanks to the boys over at that pedal show, they did that episode with Warren Haynes, and they were just on and on and on about it. And I was like, okay, I've wanted one for a long time. Now I know Warren Haynes uses it. I know I need one. Well, they were all like $450, $500 on Reverb. And then I was like, let me just search. Here's a pro tip for y'all that I shouldn't share. If you're looking for a piece of gear, don't just look on Facebook Marketplace. Do a Facebook search for the gear for posts in groups. So what I did is I found someone had posted it in like a Connecticut Facebook group for selling gear, and he was selling it for $300.
Right.
And so I messaged him, said, would you be willing to ship? He said, yeah. Then he came back to me and was like, I just realized they're going for an awful lot more than I was asking for, so I'm really not sure I can sell it at that price. I said, okay, how much would it take to get it from you? Like, I'm willing to pay a little more. He said, does $325 sound awful? I said, no, that sounds amazing. What's your Venmo?
It's $350 and
right.
Freebie the shipping. Yeah.
I think I paid $350 after shipping and insurance. So
mine broke, and I got rid of it, and I'm gutted because I should have got it fixed. So good.
Right, at this point, we're over an hour in. Mr. Drew, is there any news?
Yes, there is. There is.
About the nose.
Oh, there's some good. There's a couple of things in it. Hold on. Right. Oh, naturally, I'm doing that last. I'm going to do that last.
Okay, good.
Because it's right. Oh, it's a wrong one. It's a wrong one.
Is that a bottle opener at the back?
Oh, mate.
That's easy.
It's got to be because somebody was drunk when they designed it.
It gets worse, boys. It gets worse. So this is, Dimebag Darrell, passed away. So they've now got a Dime Guitar Projects guitar, and you're going to see the headstock. The headstock is like the classic Dean headstock.
Yeah.
Oh, it's horrid. Can I zoom in?
You know how I knew I'd hate it before I saw it? They spell guitars with a Z.
Yeah, it's a wrong one. What's that? Talk about wrong ones.
I had that Dean V, and it played really damn good with the Kahler on it. I just couldn't get past the headstock. I had to sell it. I just couldn't deal with it.
Yeah. People moan at the Tyler headstock. I mean,
when the headstock is half the size of the guitar.
I was gonna say you could actually install like a separate like mandolin short scale guitar on the headstock and have like 2 V's connected.
And I didn't do any measurements, but I would venture to guess that the break angle going through the nut is even worse than a Gibson.
Oh, without doubt.
With that headstock shape. So why do that? I don't know. Unless you, of course, you have the Floyd Rose nut, which negates that, but still,
it's awful. Oh, look at that though.
That's a proprietary neck finish. I forgot the name of the company that makes that. It's supposed to, your hand's supposed to glide over it because of all the holes. I think it kind of works kind of like how like a golf ball, like air goes past a golf ball because of all those little divots in it.
Yeah.
Coming in 2026, Teflon coated guitar necks.
There's a company that makes those necks, and they're bolt-on ones, I think, for.
Oh, okay.
But I forgot the name of the company.
Phil.
Yeah.
If nothing sticks to Teflon, how does Teflon stick to the pan?
Witchcraft.
Double-sided tape.
There we go. Right, cult classic, reborn. I quite like this. So this is the Gibson RD, but it's an RD custom.
The neck is Z Glide, by the way.
That's it.
Okay,
That's it.
nice.
I had to look it up. It was going to bother me.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
I quite like this.
Oh, I'm not sure.
I like the idea of the RD. I do. You know what I don't like? $5,800.
That body shape looks like it's been altered a little bit too from the original ones from back in
It
the.
looks like someone's
Yeah.
melted it a bit.
Yeah, they squished it. They did something to it.
Oh, 5'8".
Sorry, no, just no.
Yeah,
No,
absolutely not.
But that's like Gibson's off. Is it offset? It is offset.
Yeah, it's an offset.
The
They have an
heel, though.
offset. It's called the Firebird.
That's true.
Look at the heel. Look at where the heel comes up to meet the neck. To meet the neck joins the lower half of the body. It looks ridiculous.
Look, this thing is fan service. There are people who just worship at the altar of the RD, and they've wanted one, and this is who this is going to.
But it used to be like almost like a Firebird with the Les Paul neck. That was the whole lore for it. So it didn't look so like heavy metal ish.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but that's okay. I'm not hating on it. I don't like it. There are other people who are going to lose their minds over it.
It needs a bottle opener.
Yeah, I'm outvoted with that one then. Okay, then the Warren Haynes Les Paul with 15 dB boost. We saw this. James and I saw this at NAMM.
We played it, didn't we?
Yeah, I played it at the.
I liked it, but then they said how much money it was.
No, it's not expensive, is it? I don't think it's expensive.
I didn't think it was that bad. What is it?
No,
yeah, 2,800 euro. 20. So what's that come out to? Like $2,600 US, probably.
Yeah, 25. I reckon it'd be 25.
Let's see, 28. It's 2,800.
Okay,
that's really reasonable. I think for an artist model, considering a Les Paul standard right now, a 50s Les Paul standard is $27.99. It's the same price.
Yeah. It's. I don't think there's anything wrong with that price at all. I think
that played really, really well. I liked playing that. Paul set me up during the video we were shooting. He said, "Oh, try that." What was it? Was it a Nighthawk or something? Something completely unplayable?
No, it's a Firebird.
Firebird.
I think it was a Firebird.
It was like this. I felt like it was somewhere over the other side of my body.
Yeah.
Right there.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point. That's why I didn't play it. I said, "Oh, James will play that."
They're standing guitars.
Right. And right. Lastly. Right. I mean, if there's any question that Gene Simmons isn't a tool, I mean,
is he going to pay you $12,000?
No. You've got to pay him $12,500 to be his roadie. I mean,
that's a deal.
Look, it's the whole Kiss thing. I just don't get it. They're multi-millionaires, and they still do shit like this.
I've been to his bar.
My sister was on his show.
On his show?
Yeah, he had that show, Gene Simmons Family Jewels.
Mm-hmm.
It was their reality show, and it was ridiculous. My sister's a musician. She's a monster musician. So, like, they contacted her. I'm going to peel the veil back for those of you that think this is actually a reality show. They contacted her weeks in advance to play this like Mississippi musician that his son like has this connection with, and they're hanging out. And you can go find the episode; it's still up. When they go to Mississippi and the crossroads, that's my sister, Jax Nasser. That was on there because she had been like in talks with like Sony and some other record labels, and so that's how they found her. And it's all set up. It's all just complete lunacy. Reality shows in general, but all of the stuff that revolves around Kiss and Gene Simmons, it's all showmanship. It's all trash. It's all just cheap. It's cheap publicity. That's all this is. Mm. It's the most ludicrous. Look, as someone who has done roadie and light and sound and absolutely not. 12.5 is like that's a full quarters of a year's salary to most rotaries.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to pay that, though.
And somebody's going to pay it. Somebody will pay it because there are people who are complete idiots.
There's a dentist or a lawyer somewhere who goes, "Oh, I could go and be Gene Simmons roadie for a day."
Someone who watched Almost Famous one too many times and thinks the roadie life is way too glamorous for some reason.
But it's just that, why is he doing it? For what? For what?
Because it makes a really good headline.
Well, he doesn't. Well, they don't own the rights to their name anymore, so he doesn't have steady income, I guess. So he needs something to bring in the cash.
That'll make the yacht payment.
Yeah.
What happened to the? What happened?
Oh, they sold their name and likeness like 2 years ago.
Oh Jesus! I mean, it's just like it. The whole Kiss thing pisses me off. Anyway, it's just. It's crap, isn't it?
Yeah, they sold their entire music catalog, name and likeness to a music investment firm in Sweden back in 2024 for $300 million.
Are they the same ones who bought Marshall?
I don't know. It didn't name them. I didn't read the article. I was just looking for the headline to see when it was.
Anyway,
Right.
I can't get behind anything Kiss. They had some hits. They had some really good party bangers. That's fine. But there's nothing that makes me want to be around the culture around that band.
crazy.
Right, boys.
What's that?
Now, don't judge me.
Done. Judged.
Oh, God.
What?
Don't
Hey,
judge me. I bought an amp today.
Right. Can I just say? Can we? We've got 40 minutes left.
Yeah.
Can we just steam through as opposed to
Right.
too many stories and that stuff? But go on. Go.
Bought an amp. Ready? Can you see
Yes,
it?
you did. Yes, you did.
Yes, he did, didn't he?
Certainly did. This is the second 5150 I've owned as well.
I hope you didn't pay a lot for it.
Well, define a lot.
I see them in Mississippi go for like $600.
Okay. Bit more than that, but not a lot.
Okay, good.
So this is the second one of these I will have bought. The first one, Paul and I blew up.
Good fun. Good fun.
Hopefully this one. Apparently this is the desirable one. This is the block letter. I thought I had a block letter before. I actually had a signature. This is a block letter. This is the one you want, apparently.
Okay.
So as I've now done that, before Paul pulls any more faces at me and goes, "Get the, you know what, on with it."
No. It's just that I'm not massive. I mean, it's gonna be if it all works and stuff like that. It'll be a good amp. I don't really get the whole mystique about them.
I thought I wanted one, and now because I got the Lizzie Hale, and I was like, "Oh, I need a high gain guitar, 5150." No, actually, I want a JCM 800.
That's what I'd really like, but the two JCM 800s in the auction went for multiple thousands.
Yeah. They're not affordable for the most part. There's one near me it's a 112 or a 212 combo. It needs a little repair. He wants $600 for it. I'm hesitant because I don't know what the repair is.
Yeah.
If I knew what it needed.
It's a Marshall though, so it's not a challenging repair by comparison to a Boogie.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Easy repairs, pretty much most of the time.
Right, let's go. Let's try and get in.
We're gonna move.
Yeah.
Stanley Zukos, good day, gents. Any opinions and advices on Victory V4 Sheriff amp? I have one coming my way. One as a prize. Lucky me, nice one. I'm not sure what to expect. Cheers from Belgrade, Serbia. Don't know much about the V4, but the Sheriff's a good amp.
Yes,
that one was on my radar as well.
Just forget the effects loop. Just don't even disable it. Just disable it and just go straight into the amp.
Mm-hmm.
If it's still the same way.
Oh, really? Not good.
It's where it's placed, and he did it to satisfy some people, but it's not like your typical effects loop. So, it sounds fine, but I found that when I had mine, I just disabled it and I ran everything in front.
Awesome. OG make Firefly good says if you have to buy two of them, one in front, one at the end. We're talking about the VP4s.
Yes.
Al says cheers for the B-Day wishes, gents. Picked up a new Strymon EC1 pedal. Nice. Video will be out soon. Very nice, mate.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Well,
I love just the apathy in Paul's delivery. Just Willie.
James would drag anything out, mate.
Careful, careful.
Sausage, egg, and chips. Well, I make sausage, egg. Mate, you're some professional.
Yes.
That's a dinner of kings. Keith, if you just want to be better, the time-based effects wouldn't an H9. No, honestly, you can't. The fractal stuff compared to the eventide stuff is
To everything.
even that, even eventide fractals.
Also, you think the fractal UI is bad?
Yeah,
Oh,
mate, you're so
woo.
right.
You ain't wrong there. You
Man,
ain't wrong there.
H9's awful.
It's terrible. You're so right, mate. Well done there. Jeff, I bought a Tonex pedal like Howard Molson's new shovel. I'm going to put it next to my other one. I saw it secondhand on Marketplace and couldn't resist. It'll be loaded with TSR goodness in no time. Oh, cheers, Jeff. What's Howard Molson's new shovel?
Normally, I'm good at this. I can't decipher that one.
Was he a serial killer who buried people in his garden? I don't know. That would be.
I'll have a look though. I will check out Howard Molson's new shovel after the show.
Careful, you might get yourself on a watch list.
Yeah, that's true. Keith, I accidentally touched the touchpad when typing that last comment. I didn't see.
We figured it out.
We got it.
Professor Gabriel Miranda, when will there be a demo of the EVH 5153 LBX2? Love the channel. Hugs from Brazil. Cheers, mate.
Well, you can have an EVH 5150 Mark 1 block letter coming very soon.
Funny. We don't really have much in contact with PV at all, actually.
Well, it's EVH now, isn't it? Because they're their own company.
Yeah, that's a totally different company.
Oh,
EVH
cool.
is a side thing. Yeah.
And they don't talk to anybody.
No.
Yeah. PV does the 6505 though, which is the same amp, just different name.
And again,
yes, same amp.
Depending on what you read.
Yeah.
Rami says, after many experiences, I prefer the Helix over Fractal Audio. Interesting. Easy to edit on the unit itself. That's true.
Yeah.
This is to me in live situations in the studio. I'm sure the Fractal stuff is fine.
Mm.
Yeah. Very different quality of effects, though.
Yes.
I in my opinion, the Helix is the next up though. Like I like the Helix effects better than I like the Quad Cortex effects, better than I like the Tonex stuff. That's my opinion. I also agree. It's way easier to edit on the fly, which is why I have a Helix and not a Fractal.
There you go.
Al, hit the like button, folks. Oh, cheers, Al. Yeah, we always forget, don't we? Yeah, give us a like. It really helps.
Like, subscribe, all the stuff that everybody asks. But if you only knew what difference it made, please.
Yes, it's a massive difference. N. Dawson, heard myself recorded the first time, vowed never to record myself again. You get used to it. Used to it. OG Fire, make fire good. Absolutely love the Boss GX 100. Excuse me. Best gear I've ever purchased for the money. God. Melanie, cheers, Steve.
Surely you have to say it in a Steve Cassidy accent. Melanie Griffith. Just sound really angry and you've got Scottish sound.
Yeah, that's it.
I thought that was the German trick.
Oh, careful.
Yeah, there we go.
Yes. All right. I'm a banana. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Surgery. What happened after surgery? Anyway, Neil from
I just got the after surgery comment.
What's that?
Okay, go back to his comment before he said the surgery one.
Get back, especially after the surgery.
No.
Melanie Griffith, she had augmentation surgery.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, with it.
So Neil Reed from Novo Guitar, hello mate. Novo Guitars, just back from Nashville. I was gifted a Zoom 9002.
Oh my god,
that's the belt pack one, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Wow,
that was the cat's ass back in the day, man. That was awesome when that came out.
25 years on from selling my first one, and I'm going to proclaim it's the holy grail of vintage effects. Actually, came back with 2 boutique guitars. Nice. What boutique guitars did you come back with, mate? Let us know. Mike the Bike. James, have you kept the Fender Twin? Neil, you own 2 boutique companies.
Right.
What is he buying other people's boutiques? Or is he buying his own? Is he buying his own boutiques? Anyway.
Listen, if you're just throwing them out there, Neil, you can send me a couple too. I mean, I already own 3 Novos.
No, we look forward to that, receiving those in the post.
Yeah.
Yeah. My other bike, James, have you kept the Fender Twin 135 watt?
Yes.
Is that what they are?
Down there, yes.
What do you think's holding his house down?
Well, put it like this: the 6.5 tons of steel and the 68 tons of concrete that are down there do not hold a candle to the weight of that Fender Twin.
Yeah. I had a real bad joke. I found a guy who was selling a PV, like either one of their 610s or like a 412 combo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they existed. Wow. It may have actually been a quad reverb. I can't remember. Anyway, the pictures he took on Facebook Marketplace, he obviously lived in a mobile home. I'm not denigrating that at all because, been there. But I couldn't help but make the joke. But if he sells it, what's going to keep his house down when the tornado comes through?
Harsh but fair. Harsh but fair.
Mother bike, we kept mine today and it's singing.
Nice.
Oh, Fender Twin, right?
Yeah.
Keith, I would expect a seasoned guitar player to have them normalize their patches, even do this for jam sessions. Yeah,
but we're talking to students. It was a student. It was a university big band.
Okay.
Yeah. Keith, as a sound guy, I would high pass the guitar player before he turns up.
Keith, if you only saw what the EQ was doing.
Jeff, Nancy Griffiths, I can't say it without putting an S on the end.
It's okay.
Died in 2021. She's probably used to it by now. She's probably used to it. Very good. We thought she just passed. OG, make Firefly good. All my patches are equalized with a clean boost in front of all of them for loudness. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Wolf Marshall had very big hair. He did.
He certainly did. He didn't when I saw him.
Wolf Marshall offered free demos, says Mark Blue, at his studio when he opened. I did one with my band. Nice.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Jeff
Rock. Yes.
Deirdre Cartwright, best teacher on TV.
Rock school, baby.
Sean Lane was scary.
Yeah.
Mike. Mm-hmm. Steve, I've never heard anyone else with the aluminium surname ever. Interesting. Colin Aluminium. Frank Aluminium. Love it. Aluminum. Sorry, guys.
Frank Aluminum.
Yeah, no, it's aluminum, isn't it?
Yeah.
Keith, the bass lesson where the instructor philosophizes sounds like Victor Wooten. He does a bit, doesn't he?
Yeah.
David Stockton, Santa always sounded like a cornet. Santana always sounded like a cornet. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's a weird guitar tone. Do you like Santana, Phil?
I like the the music, especially the older music. The tone lately isn't there for me. And I'll be honest, that's just I saw him live. I got to see him at Beale Street Music Festival in Memphis with Dennis Chambers playing drums for him.
Oh, yes, nice.
Just unbelievably good. But it is absolutely one of those things that I don't like where it's gotten to. Like one of those things where I think I'm not saying like the older music is better or the original music, but I do think his tone was better.
Yeah.
The signature pickups in the guitar are awesome. Probably some of
he's
the best ones. I really
one of those
like
acts who's become a parody of himself. Almost.
Yeah. Speaking of somebody who philosophizes just maybe way too much.
Cornetto advert to me.
Yes.
Al Aluminium. Very good. Al Aluminium.
Aluminium.
Very good. Very good. Damn it. If you are buying a guitar, go to the shop and try it out. Then go to their online shop and buy it. If you after a week don't like it, you have 30 days to return it with full refund. Do you not have that if you buy it from the shop?
Depends on the store.
Yeah, depends on the shop. Some are just sales final if you buy in the store.
Wow.
That's why I'm not gonna lie. That's why I like Guitar Center. 45 days, no risk return.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful thing.
And you can get to use your refund voucher in Burger King as well.
No.
Guitar Center are owned by Bain Venture Capital, who also own Burger King. Which is why Guitar Center, in as much debt as it is, will never go out of business because it's propped up by Burger King.
Right. Yeah, Still Crazy is my favorite film. Hot 8. Just watched Fantastic One. I haven't seen it for years. I need to watch it.
Sniff the Glove.
Same.
Will always be the greatest album title ever.
But have you seen Crossroads, Paul? Have you seen Crossroads?
Yeah, loads of times.
Yeah.
That was my fan.
That was filmed near where I grew up, actually.
Was it?
In a place called Beulah, Mississippi.
Oh, cool. Cool. Yeah, no, I love that.
I like the kid who does all the guitar playing.
Ralph Macchio, the Karate Kid.
OG Farm, Fire Good, the hardest song to learn to play. My Pal Foot, The Shags. Don't know that song.
I know that one. We've missed out clearly.
Buy it in a shop and you're stuck with it. Interesting. I didn't realize that. Can you hear the sustain? There we go. Coming out. Amen. Hello, fellas. How do you set up your studio so you can do lives while make beats live so audio comes up on the StreamYard? Thank you.
StreamYard is not happy with music. It blocks music. I have emailed them God knows how many times. The best way to do it, if you want to do it with music, is using
OBS.
Yep.
OBS is basically your only route. And even then, depending on how you're using it and depending on what your interface is, for example, y'all don't judge me. I realize this is Studio Rats. I have my Apollo Twin, and then I use Behringer 8200 to get 8 more channels into it.
Yep.
Certain streaming services in OBS will just automatically hear the direct lines into my Apollo, but they won't hear the stuff that comes in through optical. You have to actually use a loop back or a hear back to get it to cycle through. It's weird. I hate it.
Yeah. It is. I've mentioned, I've emailed so many times, but the cool thing about StreamYard is you can do this really easily. You can't do that easily on any other platform. Certainly not on OBS.
I was using Ecamm for my live streams that I do with Steve from 60 Cycle Hum, and it's the most complicated thing ever. It's the Photoshop of streaming softwares. And so I finally had to nix it, and I think we're going to do either StreamYard or Zencaster for our next one.
Wampler Pantheon Deluxe Dual Drive Pedal. Nice.
That's a great shout. That's a great pedal.
Good shout.
That's the pedal I tell everyone that if you want a King of Tone, buy the Wampler Pantheon Deluxe and get on the list for the King of Tone. And then when you finally get it, decide if you actually want the King of Tone. The King of Tone is still my favorite over the Wampler Pantheon, but that is an incredibly great sounding pedal.
Is that what it's based on?
Yeah, it's a dual blues breaker with some tweaks. It's got a boost, overdrive, and distortion mode, just like the King of Tone does, but they're on the outside of the chassis instead of on the inside. Nice. And it's also got a shared presence knob for both sides, which, cool. I like it a lot.
Well, you'll have to drive for a second. You will have to drive for a second.
Okay, I don't know where we are. So can you just, okay.
There we are.
We're there. Oh, thank you. Okay, got it. What is, hold on, let me find out where we are. Got it. Okay. What that is?
I don't know what that
is. Guitar Hoodlum 1. Hello, Shitty Rats. I use an analog booster pedal in front of my Helix Stomp. I think it gives the Helix more warm tones without so much digital harshness. Has anyone noticed this? Phil?
I struggle running drives directly into the Helix of all variations. I find that if I'm using the Stomp, I would much rather, if I'm going to use something to warm it up, I'd much rather do it in the loop of the Stomp. And therefore, I can run the Helix drives into that rather than that into the digital drives. I find I get a much better sound doing it that way. In fact, I think if you want the warmest sound, if you've got a really good pedal you like adds warmth to it, even put it after your amp sim inside of the Stomp or the Helix. It warms it up before it hits the reverbs and the delays or whatever else you're using after that. But I find going directly in, it does weird things to certain amp models and certain digital drives.
Okay.
Not all the time. Your results may vary, but
Good shout. Good shout. There was a used one on Sweetwater a few months ago. I guess he's talking about the Pantheon.
yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I need to check it out.
Yeah, you need to get one. They're real good.
Daniel, Hello Rats tested the Flint versus HX Stomp in front of my 5E3 amp for reverb and trem, and the difference is negligible and definitely not noticeable in a band setting. Taking the Flint back.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Keith, from someone who's worked on film and TV industry, all reality shows are scripted. For a start, all of the random people in scenes in public places are paid background actors by law.
Yep.
Rummy, Daniel, I used the check stamp for my
HX Stomp.
Oh,
That's what he means.
Thank you, man. I love it. Great. For delays and modulations, it's a great unit to own. So flexible.
Yeah.
That's why I
Agreed.
like that. I like the HX effects.
Yep.
This way you don't have any of the modelers, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
From the BBC article, what's that?
Deirdre Cartwright's only BBC reference has been.
Yeah, well, Hollywood's last question was, good evening all. I'm very late joining tonight from the BBC article.
Yes, maybe who knows?
Yeah, an old 2204 or a Gemino.
Oh yeah, Germano. They build Marshall style amps. I don't even know if they're still in business. I've played a couple of them in shops. Oh, it looks like they're still around. Yeah, they're hand wired Marshall style. They look like Marshalls. They wear it right on their sleeve.
Fair enough.
No. Hollywood, the hard rock band Kiss has sold its back catalogue just on the Swedish figure. Yes,
that's what's from the BBC article.
Oh, I see.
Right, there we go.
Pop House Entertainment.
Pop Ace. Okay. Wow. Marshall March 22. Hold on a sec. So can't they go out as Kiss anymore?
They got to pay license for their own name.
That's right. Marshall amp manufacturer Marshall Amps is being acquired by Swedish firm Sound Industries.
Yes.
Marshall Group.
Yeah, talking about because we were wondering if it was the same company.
Yeah, but I was hypothesizing. It turns out it's not.
No.
Yeah. Work in progress. I find that Synergy Z-Rec module does not take overdrive distortion pedals very well. The sound kind of chokes when I use a distortion in front of the amp. Has this also been your experience? Do you know what? I haven't tried that. Work in progress. I will do. I will try that. The amp, the Z-Rec amp, the Dr. Z Z-Rec amp definitely doesn't do that. So I will try that. I'll try it. JHS watching this live, but his name is still Paul Drew, not Draw. What's that? Has my name been changed to Draw or something? No?
No, DREW. There you go. Yeah.
No. Hey guys. Hey Hector.
Quick.
That's a good name. Hector Arcadius. Quick. I use the free version, says Jim, of Tonix plugin, and I get great tones with Tube Screamer OD going into it. I wish IQ Multimedia would put an OD in Tonix.
Well, technically we have, because you can buy one of our pedal packs and there is an OD.
There you go.
Yeah, but I think he's saying, you know, to have in there before the amps and stuff.
But you can't, of course, you can't then put that in. Yes,
they've maxed out their processing now on those on the units. So yeah.
Well, although we don't know because we haven't been told, I suspect there is a mega Tonix board coming.
There must be.
Gotta be. That's the next step, right?
Yeah,
They've established themselves at this point.
Take the market, because arguably their capture technology, while slow, is the best.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I gotta be honest, they've got to do it before Line 6 does.
Yeah.
If they're gonna do it, they need to beat Line 6 to the punch, because once whatever follows the Helix comes out, that is going to be the buzz for a long time.
Yep.
Without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Hector, question: Gibson SG Standard 2024, yeah or no? I mean, I don't think it's
go to the store and try it.
Yeah, you've got to try it. You've got to try it because one would be great. One would be brilliant. One wouldn't be great. So
I don't see a reason not to, though. Because just going to be honest, I'm one of those folks. You can call me, I don't know, cork sniffer. I genuinely believe Gibson is consistently making the best guitars they've ever made in their history right now.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Jez, High Tool 4 review. Do you have any thoughts on bias amp head today? Oh, God, that's old tech.
No opinion.
Nope. No.
No, I mean, God, you can pick them up cheap. I can't say I've ever used one, but you can pick them up cheap.
They are on the the auction platforms, and they're say peanuts.
Yeah, that's the thing about old tech, old digital tech, isn't it? Jeff, the shovel reference is from Ripping Yarns, the 70 series, Michael Palin, Terry Jones. From Monty Python's.
Right.
Eric Althwaite was the most boring man in Yorkshire with a keen interest in shovels.
I'll have to check.
Yeah. My other bike, I'm thinking of changing the greenbacks on my Vox AC30 TB with blues. Your opinion and other opinions. What do you think? Are you guys blue fans?
I've only had the import ones, the AC, what is it, the AC30cc. I've had one with greenbacks and the one with blues. I like them both for different reasons, but I think the blue has earned every single bit of its reputation as being the right speaker for that amp. My divided by 13 cab that I use with the RSA 31 has blues in it, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
I agree with the blue. I had a custom made Vox hand wired amp, and I had the blue in it, took the blue out, put the green back in. I did it twice, and in the end I wound up with the blue back in. So
there you go. There we go.
It's my second favorite speaker.
Mike, what's your favorite?
The Celestian Gold.
See, gold.
Yeah, I love the gold.
Yeah. Mike, accidentally tried a Friedman B preamp. It was in line with something else I was going to try. The B sounded so good, I forgot where I was going. Nice. Graham, Ecamm is good live stream software for Macs. Nice.
It is. It's just complicated.
Yeah.
Oh. Session Gold. Hi, Paul. Have you tried any of the magic settings on the Tyler yet? Bridge in parallel with mid boost engaged, but rolled off. It's as close as you can get to the Dan Half, Landau, Luke, etc. Yes, I pretty much tried everything. Yes, I'm getting very.
Paul doesn't need magic settings. He got the magic hands, y'all.
I definitely need the magic settings. I definitely need the magic settings. But that's the editing. That's the editing that I have to do on the videos.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Blessings. Cheers. Eamon367. Jeff, don't forget to click the like button before you nick off. Subscribing is great. Our tier 2. So if you don't miss out on stuff and things. Cheers, Jeff. Thank you very much, mate. Yes.
Thank you, mate.
Hey, David.
Oh. Hey.
Ooh.
Oh.
Cardinal Black Evolutionary music video.
Oh,
yes.
yeah. There is. I haven't watched it yet, though.
Yeah. Great. Yeah. Chris Buck. As I keep saying, Chris Buck's my favorite guitar player.
I went and saw them when they came to Nashville, and so I actually I know the way to describe how good they were live. I've played guitar for 26 years. My wife and I have been together. We started dating in 2011, so we've been together for 14 of those years. So, there have been guitars in the house all of those years. We went and saw Cardinal Black in Nashville. She came away and said, I want to play guitar. What? You have heard me play like the entire time, but you hear Chris Buck play and you're like, I want to play guitar.
Now, what does that tell you?
Well, that tells me I'm not very good.
Chris says, part of your amp captures, you should check out the Fright Deliverance. Sonically, it's like a blend between a high watt and a Marshall. Super donate with responsive EQ. Yeah, Joe from Joe was on earlier. He's got one. He's got the full Deliverance. Sounds very good.
Nice.
Jeff, I'm guessing the Drew draw thing was a joke. The word Drew is past tense.
Oh,
The draw of its life. I see. Thanks, Jeff. Sometimes I need stuff explained.
Yeah. Guitar players.
Oh, Jeff.
Hang on.
Jeff, the blue speaker is good enough for Sir Brian. There we go.
Good enough for an awful lot of people. There's some people that swear by a Celestian Blue in a Tweed Deluxe too. I haven't tried that yet, but I really should.
Hollywood says, Paul, is the Tyler a long-term keeper or not sure yet? So, unfortunately, this one's going back, but they're sending over another one that, yes. Yeah. But Tyler as a guitar, yes, definitely. Session Gold. And how did you like it? Still not totally sold on the Tyler and the mid-boost circuit? No, I love the mid-boost circuit. Works really well with amps, believe it or not. So I was trying it out with modelers and even into the Soldano X88 IR, but then I plugged it into the AMS amp here, and it completely it opened out. You can get all the different variations. I think plugging it into a modeler, something like the Axe Effects, you don't get the full experience of it.
Mids pushes into digital things do weird things because the mids have so much power on a guitar. This is I can't explain why. I just know it does. I have the same thing when I'm even running through like load boxes like a captor. If I push the mids on the amp too far, where I normally would live or through a regular speaker cabinet, it can really overpower just because of the way they hit a thing that's really overpowering. And so you got to be really careful. I've never found a mid boost I liked, but
I've had it recently on capture platforms, not Tonex, I will add, on other platforms where I'm using. I've had to tweak the EQ and the settings of the amp so the capture platform would work properly. Otherwise, I've got this kind of some horrible noise.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, really strange.
Keith attended an Andy Wood clinic this week. Andy's releasing the Sir Dan Huff inspired Strat. Oh, no, I saw that. No, I saw he had one built. Is he actually releasing that? It's pretty cool. SSH, I believe.
He was just talking about something on a podcast he just did about 50 limited runs of something. Maybe that's what he was talking about. I caught the end of it, so maybe that makes sense.
Excellent.
And they're going to cost $1 million.
But that's the thing. So it's that the whole Tyler guitar thing's really coming back at the moment.
Yeah,
like, it's really weird. Like how
imagine how popular they'd be if they changed the headstock.
Yeah, only a mother could love. I love it though. I'm getting, I really like it.
I'm telling the color works with it, man. It makes it look good.
Yeah, that does change it. Vinny's right. I think when it's just the bare, like Fender style bare headstock, it looks so awkward.
It does. Yeah. Right. Sorry, Jeff says I've got Sir Hombre been thinking about putting a gold in it. Nice.
Do it.
Chris, in the mid boost in the Tyler, still based on the Demeter. It is a Demeter. I don't know if it's a Fat Control. It's a Demeter mid boost circuit, but yeah. The limited run is his orange and red Strats.
Oh, okay.
No, Tellys. They're Tellys, aren't they? The orange and red Tellys. The orange Lamborghini.
I think he's got a Strat thing too now. I think
that tracks.
Oh, okay. Still would love to own a Tyler 1988 in Gym Burst. Nice.
I love when a guitarist comes out with a signature model of a guitar they've never played or not associated with.
Keith, orange and red Tellys. Sorry, yeah, they are Tellys. They are Tellys. Yeah. Mike Blue, Marty Walsh was the guy who did Cartridge. Marty Walsh. I think he did some Supertramp touring. Nice.
Okay.
Guitar Hoodlum. Thanks for the tip about the Helix Stomp. I will try it. There we go.
Right, we're there. So there are.
That's
it. Believe it or not, we got there. But
we've got loads of these.
Stupid comments of the week.
It has been epic levels of stupid comments of the week.
There's been multiple twattage this week.
I swear to God, if you pick my comment,
Quick, find this comment now. Right, here we go.
There's multiples. Over distorted, like always, way too much. So if you don't like it, if it's like always, you don't like it, why are you still watching?
Yeah. You can click off, dude.
Yeah.
As they're listening to it on a cell phone that's 17 years old, right?
Yep.
On the toilet.
Yeah.
Look, I got feelings. Hold on. Go ahead.
Do you want to go ahead? Do you want to say your feelings?
I had a comment on Instagram. I did a demo, a quick 40-second demo of the Wampler Cryptid Fuzz. And dude's like, too many pedal pushers. I'm like, well, dude, there's an effing lot of pedals and people want to hear what they sound like. He said, oh, really? How much you get paid for it? I was like, first of all, I didn't. I bought the thing with my money. Second of all, if I did get paid, that doesn't change the way it sounds.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if I got paid or not. It sounds like this.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Next one.
So true. This is from Skinny. He says, have more respect for your viewers. Tune your guitar and remove that buzz hum before recording. Maybe not sip your coffee in the mic, and go into more detail about other features like switching to stereo mode, etc. What a twat.
Someone got mad at me once in a podcast because they could hear me breathing. I was like, I can't stop. Like, that's just what's going to happen. Vinny, I love that you sipped your coffee at that exact moment. Love it.
Brilliant.
Christ, what is
Okay. This is Regina Dolphins. The only thing this archaic unit is still good at, this is for Helix, this comment. The only thing this archaic unit is still good at is just for that. People making money with miraculous presets that don't work. HX and Zoom are hand in hand in planned obsolescence. Anything in the market today is a cloud with thousands of amps and pedal catchers with machine learning technology, which is light years better than these archaic human models that don't even include all the buttons of the real thing. Face, orange, raised eyebrow, face, orange, raised eyebrow, face, orange, raised eyebrow, orange, raised eyebrow.
That person needs some pills.
And then I did a little wide-eyed crazy face.
What the hell?
Oh my gosh.
My favorite. This is my favorite one. This is my favorite one.
This is really good. How to get awesome high gain tones from Boss Katana. All your videos are too short.
Hey, take it. Well, I got onto you for you cut the song off right. It was about to get good. So
oh yeah, forgot that. That was a good comment. And I commented back on that, said that sounds like me in the bedroom.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You cut it off just before you had to get good.
Yeah.
Okay, that wasn't
Well, we've clearly lost our female viewer. So,
before we go, because I know you're ready to go, but you mentioned it earlier. I'm really curious, Paul. I know you've got the X88, the Soldano.
Mm-hmm.
Still loving it? Do you still like that?
Yeah. It's really good. It's really good.
When that came out, there was a part of me that went, "What the are you doing, Soldano? We are in the age of people using smaller amps, rack gears gone, all that, talking about planned obsolescence, all that kind of stuff, right?"
Yeah.
And I was like, there is no way in the year of our Lord 2024 that people are going to want a rack mount 100-watt Soldano. They can't keep them in stock.
Oh, I haven't got the 100-watt Soldano.
Oh, okay.
This is the X88 IR. This is the
that's the preamplifier. That one too. They can't keep them in stock.
Really?
Yeah. I heard it because Brian Wampler was talking about it on the Chasing Tone podcast, and they're all part of boutique amp distribution. Yeah. And he said, yeah. He's like, everybody talks about tube amps are going away, but here Soldano comes out with a 100-watt. Not 100-watt, but a 2 preamp rack mount, and they can't keep them on the shelves. They're selling them, so they can't make them fast enough.
Oh, wow.
Blows my mind. And I double-checked the statement before Sweetwater. They're back-ordered.
Oh,
good.
Really? It's
absolutely awesome news.
It's this.
Yeah, that one right there.
That thing right there.
I've got the older one. I've got the SP77.
Yeah, you have, haven't you?
I want a Soldano so bad.
Yeah, it's. I mean, if you want it to sound like the because I had a Soldano SLO 100, and I preferred the sound of the SLO 100.
Yeah.
This is like every little tweak you do on the EQ is like massive. So and it's quite I find it quite tricky to dial in because it's yeah, no, it's really versatile. It's really, really versatile, and it's got a stereo effects loop in it, which is
that's really awesome. That's perfect.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
I don't know if I have the surgeon's hands for it though. You know, see the old joke. My hands shake.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, that looks pretty steady. Yeah, but I shoot with this one.
No, you should definitely try it. You should definitely try it. I think it's I mean, it's all about the high gain tones.
That's what I need in my life. That's what I don't have.
Oh, you'll love this then.
I don't have anything.
Yeah,
it's the way forward, gentlemen. We've hit the magical 2-hour mark when very soon the chimes will happen and Paul will have to run out of the building. Will lose his glass slipper and the carriage will turn into a pumpkin, and so will Paul.
It's true. Paulie has.
Gents, thank you so much for this evening. Phil, Vinny, it's been, as always, an absolute pleasure to share the evening with you.
Thanks for having us.
I'm happy to derail your live stream anytime.
Just before we go, Phil, and I'm going to check out your sister's music. Do you say Jax Nasser?
Jax Nasser. Yeah, she doesn't do music full time anymore. There's a bunch of stuff on YouTube of varying qualities. She's a monster singer, songwriter, guitarist, drummer.
Cool.
She does it all. Yeah, it just one of those things that the stars never aligned. I'll be honest, she was young when she was discovered, and she would admit to this too. She didn't realize she still had to work to make it happen. Like she had all the talent, she had all the skill. She just didn't have the work ethic she needed to really make it happen, which is unfortunate. But she's also, there were a lot of times where they try to change things about her. Like there was one group that was trying to get her a record deal, and they said, "Oh, we love your songs, we love your singing, we love everything about you. But when we get you signed, we'll have to hire songwriters. We're not going to do your songs." She was like, "Bye." It's like, nope.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, morals can cost you a lot of work.
They can. They absolutely can.
But hey, it's always good to keep them handy.
Yeah. Well, I'll check her out.
Yeah. Careful.
Yeah. Cheers, guys. Thanks for joining us. Lovely time as always.
And we'll see you again. Same bat time, same bat channel next week for more of the same, for more of this dross. But from myself and the boys, and him. See you next time, everyone. Take care. Have a great week, a great weekend of gigging, and all that sort of stuff. Night.
Adios.
Take it easy.